Recently, a woman conducted a social experiment where she was calling churches and telling them she needs help because she has a baby and had run out of formula and needs help to feed her baby. Now, we know it's a social experiment, so there is no baby, but this is exactly what many people are facing today. So she called 26 churches, and 23 of them said no. And shockingly, this bishop came on TikTok talking ish about her and her experiment. He got on the pulpit, you guys, calling her demonic and a witch, trying to justify why they couldn't give her formula. Okay, and this bishop is saying it with a full chest, and now people have questions about his spiritual journey. Well, black people are not letting this one sleep, and they are calling out this man, this stage rather. Let's take a look at this, and of course, I'll be right back. Credit belongs to original creators of these videos. Let's take a look at this.
On social media a long time ago. It's just a playground for good things, but also evil. So as much good as you can get out of it, you get a lot of evil. And the person who goes around calling churches and putting the voice of a baby crying in the background, and I say, really the person is low. So, like I teach these men over here, if I want to apologize, I want to apologize to the devil.
Wait, you want to apologize to who?
Yeah, sometimes Christians get so weak, you forgot we're supposed to rebuke evil.
Well, I agree with that. You shall know evil. But go on.
So if you could pretend to have a crying baby to try to call churches and to trick people into things. Now, let me tell you something about Living Faith. We fed thousands of people. Thousands, not hundreds, thousands. I can't tell you how much money has gone out. Now, we don't advertise it because I'm not a social service. I don't have a big box of money that I sit there and just tell them to pay us by.
Well, it seems like you shall know their faith by their works. But go on.
As long as the members of Living Faith know, and I say we in the middle of feeding people, how you gonna do your little dirty deed? And it's just the spirit of a witch.
Okay, exposing hypocrisy is witchcraft. Your people said no, so if someone exposed that, by your definition and logic, the person who is exposing the fraud is practicing witchcraft? Make that make sense.
It's a witch. And my Bible says he do not allow that thing to live. What?
So she should die?
So you have to watch when you're fooling with God. I told him I have my scripture. I'm going to slip it in here this week. I didn't get a chance to share it out Daniel chapter 5. What happened when you mess with the people of God?
Okay, that's enough of this. Let's see what Jesus and the Bible would say about this, and I'll read it to you to make sure we are clear. Matthew 25, 35 through 40 in the NIV says, "For I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. Whatever you do for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." The key point is service to those in need is service to Jesus Christ himself.
Oh, and to that bishop of Living Faith Church, Bishop Raymond Johnson, the one that in his sermon last Sunday called Nikali, the woman that is going around calling churches a witch, he called her a witch, okay? And said that if you need help, there's WIC. I'm not obligated to help. Sir, you're a false prophet. What did God say about false prophets? Yeah, you are a false prophet. You have no business heading a church. You have no business being a bishop. You, sir, are ostentatious. And the rest of the congregation that was speaking in tongues and laughing with him, y'all are in a religious psychosis. You're in a religious psychosis. Seek help. Seek help. Yeah. The fact that you're letting that false prophet lead you is crazy to me. And there's so many pastors, bishops, and priests who are truly false prophets. And we're starting to see it. One by one, you show yourselves. You rear your ugly head for who you truly are. And that is, I'm not a man of God, if I ever knew one. Oh, and while we're on this topic, if we were to check that man's bank account and audit the church's financial records, we will truly see who's evil. Truly, we'll see who's truly evil. And it's not the woman calling for formula. Yeah,
He called that lady a witch and said that she basically is playing with her life when it comes to asking churches for money. And she didn't even ask churches for money. She asked them for one single small can of baby food, and he calls her a witch. And he told her to call Wick because he's basically not there to provide. You can call Wick and get all the baby formula you need. Just don't call him. Sir, spiritual psychosis got y'all in a choke holes, and the people in the crowd were agreeing and clapping and speaking in fake ass tongues. And then he compared it to Ruth Chris, and he said, oh, you wouldn't call Ruth Chris and tell him you hungry. Ruth Chris is not a tax exempt business, okay?
We had a situation. Dumb hoe called here with a baby crying in the background, pretending she needed a single can of baby formula. Witch behavior, evil doing, and my Bible say those things will not be allowed to live.
Kill them, Lord.
We feed thousands of people, thousands. I ain't gotta do no TikToks and no social media to show that I give back to my community. So yeah, we turned the baby down. We turned the fake baby down because we knew in our spirit that baby on that phone was fake.
And we'll do it again.
Bunch of TikTok demons, and there's probably some TikTok demons showed up in the congregation today. And I hope you stay for the full thing, but yeah, I tell you what you're not gonna do. This ain't one of them churches where you can just disrupt the congregation. We go whoop your ass in here swiftly.
In Jesus.
Social media is used to do some evil things. How can you pretend to have a starving baby and trick? You're trying to trick the church and trap them into giving one can of baby formula.
Better pull that titty out.
If you need formula mothers in the state of Louisiana, you go right here to the WIC. Right here, you want formula? WIC. I don't want to hear nothing about no government shutdown. I know they still got the money.
Yes, they do.
You ain't got no business calling churches, exposing, tricking people. Jesus would never show up as a beggar, asking people for money to see if they actually go give and follow the church rule. We about to pass this offering plate around and make sure y'all give generously.
You better give everything you got.
Give.
Baby crying in the background. And I say, you know, really the person is low.
Now, see, I knew what to expect. I knew what to expect from the church because the church, since for many years, for all of my life, has been exactly this. As opposed to taking accountability and recognizing where you and your congregation need to make correction, you decide to double down. And not only did you call this woman low, but you called her evil. And you mentioned that she is of the devil. But you were willing to allow a baby, an infant, to starve. Sir, I think you have the terms evil. I think you need to get a better dictionary. I think you need to get a better dictionary. Okay? That is not the definition of evil. She exposed you and all the other churches. Take accountability.
Okay, now a lot of people are calling out Nicole for this test. Okay, it's a test, it's not a trick. Could the test be from God? Well, I really feel that these pastors are out here doubling down on their BS. Like, I know, believe people when they show you who they are. Real ones accept responsibility and fake ones blame others. Okay. It's a social experiment, by the way. And from the way I understand things from the Bible tells us, I'm just going to share my own 2 cents on this. Please do not come for me. When the Bible says in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, from verse 8 going down, when it says, bring your offerings and tithes into my house, that they may be food. Automatically, we know in the house of God, there is food, okay? There is everything that you need in the house of God. That is where we draw. We draw from God, okay? We take to God and we draw from God. But when I am in need, God is not going to provide. You're not going to see God from heaven to provide. Now, this is just actually a sign that some of these people, in fact, we should be careful with some of these pastors because they'll be like, oh, we need this, we need this. And what their families is what is benefiting from people's pockets, okay, and not God. Because if I have a problem, I should be able to go to my church even before anybody else. At least I know there is a church around. Oh, I have no place to stay. This and this happened. I have an emergency. Please help me, because I know help should always be available in a church. At least I know that, right? Now this is a very, very, very bad sign. And when we say we are Christians, what example are we setting? 26, 23, and only three churches came forth and were willing to buy baby formula. Christians, anointed. We can do better, you guys. We can do better. Okay. When we say Christian, the term Christian comes from Christ, who is anointed. So you're supposed to be anointed. We can do better than this. And then if people had to kind of follow churches because of the way they treat others, automatically people would do Muslim. Okay, you are telling them you're not even winning souls this way. You are not winning souls, definitely. Other people are winning souls. These other religions, they are winning souls better than you. Okay, and so we have to think twice. We know and we have to accept when we are wrong. We are wrong. This was a social experiment. They say, come on. When you just say, oh, at least we have, what kind of formula is it? Ask questions. Ask questions. You cannot just go, oh, no, we cannot help you. We cannot help you here. What language is that? Coming from a church, we can do better. Anyways, that is just my own 2 cents, you guys. Do go on and share your thoughts in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.